Yo, what is going on YouTube? What's going on, everybody, man? Thank you for joining me here today. Welcome back, man. So we're here with a new band on the channel, a group called America. Okay, America. Haven't ever heard this group before. This song is called A Horse with No Name. So we're gonna be jumping to this one, checking this one out, dude. This was actually a suggestion from my boss at work to check out. So America, A Horse with No Name. Let's go ahead and get started, man. Dive into this one, see what we're getting into. Hear that America sound, man, and see what the song's about. Here we go.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, because there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La, 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 la,
Man, this is going in.
After 2 days
A little
in the
drumming.
desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed, and the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Harmonies right here. Bro, this is smooth.
After 9 days, I let the horse run free, 'cause the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with its life underground and a perfect disguise above. Under the cities lies a heart made of ground, but the humans will give no love. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La, 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 la,
Hit me with those harmonies, man. Bro, it's a box sound. It's so good. That's good. That's good. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff, good stuff. That's all I can say. Good stuff. Okay, so trying to take a little bit of the meaning out of what I thought it was about. So we've got the album cover here. It says America. You see some Native Americans here as well. A horse with no name, talking about a desert. Kind of the vibes I was getting off the rip. He was talking about nature, beautiful things, right? He's got the birds, he's got the rocks, he's got the water. I mean, everything just taking me on a trip through nature. He's kind of departing away from. It sounds like he's on a solo mission. He's away from society. He took this trip on a horse with no name. Um, and he's talking about when you're away from everybody, you kind of don't even remember your own name, right? You don't even got to use it. You're away from anybody who causes you pain. You're on your own. Um, then he talks about once he made it to the sea, I guess he kind of let his horse go. But he's talking about the sea has its own desert underwater, right? Then he goes on to talk about the cities and how they also kind of have that ground that's just forgotten about, kind of under the foundations of their buildings and whatnot. It just makes me think that he's close to nature. He's talking about the beauty that's out there when you're away from everybody else. It actually exists everywhere. We just kind of take it for granted, right? We don't think about that. We are more engulfed in society. We're taken up by the actions of our everyday lives so much that we forget the beauty of everything around us. That's kind of the vibes I was getting with it. Is like we've just kind of separated ourselves from nature and its beauty, and yeah, we've kind of lost ourselves in the hustle bustle of life. So the vibes I was getting there, we'll see if I was anywhere close to that though. All right, so we've got here that the song was released in 1971. What's up, 1971? How you doing again? We see you so often. And we've got this as folk rock, soft rock, country rock. Okay, Horse with No Name is a song by the folk rock band America, and it was the band's first and most successful single, released in late 1971 in Europe and early 1972 in the United States. America's self-titled debut album was released initially in Europe without a Horse and No Name, and only achieved moderate success. Originally called Desert Song, Horse was written into the song, I guess, while the band was staying at a home of the musician Arthur Brown near Puddleton, Dorset, England. The first two demos were recorded there and were intended to capture the sensation of a hot, dry desert and had been depicted in a Salvador Dali painting. Okay, I can get that hot desert sensation, and once again, it had that gallop sound, man. The gallop sound I really like. Puts you kind of on the feeling of a horse. I felt like we definitely got that in this song as well. The writer Dewey Bunnell also says he remembered his childhood travels through the Arizona and New Mexico desert when his family lived in Vandenberg Air Force Base. Bunnell has explained that a horse with no name was a metaphor for a vehicle to get away from life's confusion into a quiet, peaceful place. Okay, so I could see that take on it, right? Originally, I was talking about how that desert exists everywhere we go, except it's kind of forgotten about. It is lost. But he's talking about, yeah, there's that going on there in the city life, the loss, the confusion. I get away from that. It's almost played in reverse. What I thought it was, we're actually playing it in reverse. We're getting away from that societal craziness, confusion, getting to a quiet place out here in the desert. And the Horse with No Name was actually his vehicle. Whatever vehicle that can get you away from this craziness, man, and get you to the quiet, peaceful place. All right, so let's learn a little bit about America, man. So we've got America right here, and they're not even from here. I was thinking America was surely going to be from America, but they're from London, England, guys. So we got them doing soft rock, folk rock, pop rock, and they were active from 1970 to present. So it says this is their most popular song of all time. Guys, do y'all have one that you think rivals this, that comes close to it, that you think is better, or that you think is equally as good to get into? Or are we talking about a one-hit wonder band here? I don't know myself, so looking for you guys for some knowledge on this area, man. So thank you guys so much for tuning in here today. Hopefully you enjoyed the reaction rocking here with me today, man. Really enjoyed having you guys join me, man. Thank you so much if you joined me today. With that being said, man, I'm gonna cut out here. Look down in the description below if you're interested in helping out the channel in any other way, man. I got ways to help by becoming a Patreon member, a YouTube member, or donation request if you so choose, man. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully you'll have a good one. Catch you on the next one. All right, peace.